Hey, you guys. So it's Miss Brynn, and I thought it'd be a really good idea to recap our first meeting, not just for the people who were in attendance at it, but for those of you who couldn't come because, well, I just want you to have the benefit of it too. So right now in Brave Kids, Brave Girls, whatever, it used to be Brave Girls, now it's just Brave Kids because we're working with all y'all. So anyway, we're building a resume. And so I guess the first thing I want to answer for you and define for you is what is a resume? So a resume is a one-page snapshot of you. On this resume, it has your name, has a mission statement. It lists where, like all your contact information. So if you have an email, a phone number, a LinkedIn site, I don't know what you guys have, Twitter, what's the TikTok, you know, you can put all that stuff. So it tells that, your Facebook. It lists your skills. It lists, did I say mission statement? And then it'll also show like where you volunteer, your extracurricular activities, and then references, right? Like people who can say really cool things about you. So what is a resume used for? A resume is used for when like you want to go volunteer somewhere and someone wants to know more about you. You might send them your resume. When you're applying for a job, you always have to have a resume. When you apply for scholarships or when you apply to college, you need a resume because not only can they look at your application and read your essay, but then they can kind of see, they get this whole picture of who you are. You are a person who has a job outside of school. You're a student, right? It shows where you go to school, and then it shows if you have a job outside of school, if you also volunteer. So you're giving of time and talents and you're not making any money for that. Do you have people who can say cool things about you? And when they call them, do they say really cool things about you? Like, this is just a way for people to really get to know you. So why do you guys need a resume right now? Especially because you're a little bit younger and you're probably not in great need of a resume for a volunteer slot. You can just go volunteer with your parents. You're not really applying for scholarships. You're not applying to college, I mean, as far as I know, unless you're like Doogie Howser. Do you guys even know who Doogie Howser is? Anyways, that just aged me, but that's okay. So unless you're doing those things, why do you need one? Well, the reason we're building one, it's really not for anybody else right now. This resume is for you. You know, God created each one of us for a purpose. We all have different dreams, different talents, different things that make us unique. We are not like everyone else. And thank God for that, because God needs a lot of different things to happen in this world. He needs a lot of different people to do different things. And so he created us differently, so we can invest in that. So as I've thought about this year of COVID, and I've talked to you all, and I've lived my own life, right? Like, I've started to see how easy it is to fall in that trap of, well, this person has more than me. This person is prettier than me. This person's more athletic than me. It's so easy to sit in your spot and to look out at everyone else and what they have and to devalue the things that are you, uniquely you. And so the point of building this resume together as Brave Kids is to get a snapshot for yourself of what makes you special and unique. So you can look at this piece of paper and just go, oh yeah, I'm a pretty cool person and I've got a lot to offer this world too. And my hope is that you will see that too. And with my help and with help of people in your life, you will be able to see just how extraordinary you are and how much you have to offer this world. So this past week, we worked on our mission statement. So what is a mission statement? You know, I'm going to share something with you right now because, see if I can find this. There it is. Okay. Hold on. So this right here is a blank resume template, okay? So I'm going to send, if you want this, if I didn't send it to you yet, I will. You just have to email me. You can do livelightbebrave@gmail.com. And just email me and say, Ms. Brynn, I want the resume template. And I'll send it to you in a Google Doc. And you can take it, you can resave it with your name up in the name of the document. And then you can start filling it in on your own. So obviously you can put your first name, middle name, last name, or just whatever you want it to look like, first name, last name. The word will come back to that. That's a different week. But right now we are focused on the mission. The mission is really the most important thing. The mission, or any good mission statement, when you look it up, a mission statement is something that is short, concise, easy to remember, and it points people in the direction of what they value. We talked about missions just in that light. Somebody said, you know, if you're pointed in a direction, they compared it to like a bow and arrow. Like when you let an arrow go, it travels towards a bullseye, right? That's what you're aiming for. And then when you think about the things you value, those are the things that you hold really important in your life. So this is the section we're going to be working on. And I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to give you an activity that you can do that we did in our group that you can be working on your own, okay? So what we did is you just need to get a blank piece of paper and something to write with, okay? That's it. Blank piece of paper, something to write with. We're going old school today. Okay, and I am going to give you a couple of different questions, all right? And when I give you a question, I just want you to draw a bubble on your page, and then you're going to write something inside. You guys have all done these. We call them bubble charts, circle graphs. I don't know. You guys all have different names for it, depending on your teacher. Okay, so this is like a brainstorm activity, and I encourage you to keep it, because not only is it going to help with your mission statement, it'll help with all the different aspects of your resume as well as we work, okay? So this is just us getting to know ourselves, and then if you're brave enough, we can share it with each other too. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. So get your paper and your pencil, make your first bubble, and in the middle of that, I'm going to ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? So in the middle of my first bubble, I'm just going to write grow up, okay? And then I'm going to put these spokes all around it. So it kind of looks like a sun. And so some of you said, I want to be a fashion designer. I'm going to write that down. That's the one I'm going to use because that's where I started. So fashion designer, photographer, athlete, physical therapist, explorer, archaeologist, right? Like, write down what you want to be. Do you know right now? Does it have to be what you're absolutely going to be forever? No. But for right now, what are you interested in and what do you want to be? And then I want you to take a couple minutes and think about why. So why do I want to be a fashion designer? Well, I like clothes. I like fabric. I like, and below fabric, I might put, I like the patterns in the fabric and the texture, right? If I like clothes, specifically what kind of clothes? When I was younger, I wanted to be a wedding dress designer. So I'm going to put wedding dresses. Okay. What else about fashion do I like? I like working with people who make the clothes. So like client relationships. I like designing things from nothing. I like drawing. Put that on there. I like drawing. And art. I like drawing with pens and paper, not necessarily on the computer. Important to know the difference, because in fashion design, you've got graphic designers, and then you've got like flat pattern and like artists that put the clothes on like models and make art out of it, right? So here I have my first brainstorm, right? And there's probably a lot more I can put on there, you can put on there. But when I grow up, I'd like to be a fashion designer, and these are some of the reasons why. Because these reasons why kind of show me what I'm interested in. I'm interested in art. I'm interested in working with other people, okay? But for you, it's going to be different. So whatever it looks like, you just put that down. Okay, so another question for you. How do you like to spend your free time? So I'm just going to put free time inside my bubble. I'm going to put my spokes, and then I'm going to show it to you. Free time. See that? Okay, free time. I like to go to the beach. I love to hike and walk. I love to dance. I like to spend time with my Noah. I like to go on adventures in nature. I like to have quiet time with God. I like to eat lots of food. Eat lots of food. Okay, so here is my beginning of my free time bubble. These are things I love to do when no one else has control over my time but me, okay? And it's important because when I look at this, so the beach and my adventures in nature, my quiet time with God, typically all take place out in nature, but I like physical activity. So I know right away, I'm a physically active person. That's important. Physical activity is important to me. I might write that down, right? Dancing, again, that shows that physical activity. Maybe not, it's not out in nature, but it's something I like to do. Eat lots of food. Well, I like different cultures. I like to try new things. So I'm going to put that too. Okay, so I'm just brainstorming about myself. I'm going to give you one more to brainstorm, okay? I want you to draw the last bubble, and I want to ask you what you're passionate about. And more specifically, what would you change in this world if you could? So think about that. Think about what you're passionate about. For me, well, not for me. I'll use the example of one of our kids. One of our kids is super passionate about animals. Look at that. Specifically animal rights and treatment, right? They are passionate about volunteering with like shelters, finding animals homes, and then advocating, that's a big word, or fighting for fair treatment, fair and just good treatment of animals, right? There we go. So this is the beginning of my brainstorm. There are a lot of other questions you can ask yourself. Did I put anything else? No, I think I gave you all the ones I really got to get the kids going. So I want you to just kind of sit with this. And I think if you look at this, especially with this one, like what are you passionate about? I really think that is going to contribute a lot to maybe your volunteer or your like where you work, things like that on your resume. So I think that'll kind of come into play later, but it still will feed into the other areas, okay? So what I want you to do is once you make that brainstorm sheet of who you are and you answer some of those questions and you kind of like spiral out and add new things, then I want you to go to the resume template and I want you to go down and I want you to put your name in. So actually, sorry, you're going to take that resume template, you're going to resave it as your name in your Google Docs, and then you're going to put your name at the top, and then you're going to skip down to mission or mission statement. And below mission statement is a big blank space. And I want you to click right there and I want you to write one huge run-on sentence or a bunch of different words straight from this brainstorm page, okay? So you're going to think about like what I want to be when I grow up. Well, I want to be a fashion designer who designs, you know, adventure sportswear for people who like to hike. I don't know, like it could be whatever. But as you start thinking about all these things on your brainstorm list, and as you start putting it all down, then we can start messing with it. And the goal is to take that big messy mess of lots of words, right? And we're going to create a one-sentence mission statement for where you are right now. We're going to say something like, I'm a student athlete who's passionate about encouraging people in my life to excel in their sport. I don't know. That could be you, right? So what I want you to do is resave that document as your name, share it with me at livelightbebrave, and then give me a little heads up like, hey, I shared it with you and I have all these words under my mission statement and I'm stuck. Or I think I got it. I'm gonna try this, right? And I'm gonna jump in there and I'm gonna take a peek with you and I'm gonna help to kind of form a sentence. Now, whatever I help to form, you could say, Miss Brynn, that is not what I was getting at all. And that's okay. Like this is your mission statement, this is for you. I'm gonna do my best as an outsider to kind of look at it and help you shape it, but really it has to be true to what you want. So if you missed our first session last week, totally fine. We'll catch you up. Just let me know. You can email me at livelightbebrave.com if I didn't send you the template. I will go ahead and do that straight away. And then again, resave it as your name, share it back with me, and then let me know when you're working on it so I can pop in and make some comments. And then when we meet again in a week and a half, 2 weeks, we will work on the next section. But also, if you're doing this mission statement and you need something to help it stick, there's I'm putting on an object lesson about an ostrich egg. So go ahead and watch that too. There's some recap, but kind of towards the middle, I give the object lesson about the ostrich egg. But it's kind of a fun way to think about your mission statement. So Anyway, I hope you're having a great week, and it was awesome meeting with you all. I hope you get a lot out of building this mission statement. You learned a little bit more about yourself this week, and I can't wait to see it and hear from you. All right, so take care and reach out to me if you need anything. All right, and make sure to like this page and like this if you like it, and share it with your friends. I'm willing to be with you guys all in this, so do all those good things. All right, take care. I'll talk to you soon.